So who is right? He or she? Well, we don't want to know the answer as yet. Later, I want to ask you to do an activity with me. Yeah? So be ready to step out of your seats and participate. Okay? Here in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, can I have the clicker? Oh, okay. We go back to the beginning. It says God created mankind in his own image. And in the image of God, he created them, male and female. He created them. Very clear from the Bible that there was male and there was female. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. I'd like to explore this word helper. From the Hebrew, we have this word. The original word for helper is Ezer Kenegdo. Now, what does Ezer Kenegdo mean? Does that mean that she is, the helper is a little less intelligent than the man? This term, for your information, was used as a neutral term for God. God is our helper. Remember the text, God is our refuge and strength, a helper. It's used many times in the Bible, but in Genesis, we have this word used in reference to Eve, only 2 times. Okay? Eve was created an equal partner with Adam. From the rib, but in that difference is greatness. What greatness? As both Adam and Eve combine their gifts from the Lord, because they are different, to be a blessing to others around them, so that we can help those we come into contact with in the community. So both were created in his image, and both are needed to complete the picture of God. Have you ever thought about that? The full picture of who our Creator is. Now, some people say, oh, but man was created first, so he's superior. But remember, kangaroos were also created before men. So are they superior? Yeah. But unfortunately, in Genesis chapter 16, God had to say this to the woman when man and woman disobeyed. He said, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. Now, all of us who are women know that. With pain, you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. This was a curse that fell on Eve. And to this day, a lot of women feel lonely even in a marriage, because it's part of the curse. Your desire will be for your husband. You will never have enough of your husband. You will always have that feeling that your husband is not with you enough. But to the man, he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten from the tree which I commanded you, saying you shall not eat of it, cursed is the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Now, do you understand why a lot of men are workaholics and their whole focus is on their career? It's because of this initial curse from God. And because of sin and the fallen nature, we have the battle of the sexes. Okay? Now, I want all of you to get up from your seats and choose to be either on my right side or on my left side, according to the words you will see up here. Okay, Go to the right and to the left. Logical, emotional. Everyone need to participate. Oh, you are this side. You prefer not to move, okay? Logical? How about you guys? This side. Okay, okay, okay. Emotional? Wow. How many percent do we have here? 100% women. However, you notice we have a few women here who are logical. Yeah. Logical. I know she's a finance person. Logical. And logical. And what area of work are you in? Healthcare. Teaching. Okay. Logical. Very good. So, even normally, we will find a man over here. But it's only 70% of the time. Okay? Only 70% of the time. So we still have a few women here who are logical. And next, details. Big picture. Big picture. You look at the big picture. Right? You don't worry too much about the details. Not sure? Details? You're interested in details? Wow, we have quite a few men who are interested in details here. And a few women here. Okay. All right. Ready for the next one? When you encounter a problem, you want to find a solution. Or do you want to talk about it? You're sitting in the middle. You want to find a solution and talk about it. Right, you talk to find the solution, correct. Then you sit on this side. Yeah. Okay, and where are you? Wow, listen to that. Find a solution and then talk. Okay, yeah. Normally, we have women who have to talk it out before they find a solution, right? Yeah. Yeah, you need to like talk to this person, that person, or you discuss it before you arrive at a solution. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah, see, you guys. You're there as well? Okay, all right, go back to your seats. Thank you. Okay, over the years, a number of books have been written about the differences between males and females. And these are some of the interesting ones. Have you read, how many of you have read some of this? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Men are like waffles, women are like spaghetti. And Sean T. Feldhahn and Jeff Feldhahn wrote for men and for women only. Yeah. So these are interesting books that track the differences generally between men and women. And most of these differences come about because of anatomy, because of hormones, and because of brain structure. So this afternoon we will explore how these three ideas come together to result in differences between men and women. All right, let's take a look at this very important part of the brain. It's the area in between the two hemispheres called the corpus callosum. The corpus callosum connects the two halves of the brain, okay? And they send signals back and forth. Now, this thick bundle of nerves, which sit in the middle of the hemispheres, they find that there are differences between the men and the women. The women have a lot of white matter, okay? And this white matter helps with connections, communication, networking. It's like many cables running back and forth. Whereas the men have more gray matter, and that stores information. Okay? That stores information. So the largest white matter structure in the human brain is found here, with a lot of projections and connections. And the primary function is to facilitate communication between the right and left hemispheres of the brain. They are essential for your motor cognition, your coordination, language processing, your reasoning and problem solving, memory, sensory processing, and it allows the brain to process sensory information from left to right and right to left. All right? Now, they have found that in women, there is a lot more connectivity. In other words, the neurons are firing back and forth between both hemispheres. Men have less, okay? But they have information, the gray matter, which contains information. And that explains many significant differences between males and females. Now, let's do another activity. All right? Okay, take your place. Family, career. Topmost. Family wins the vote? All the way? You are half-half, okay? Family, okay. Family. You see, we have a lot of women on this side, right? And we have some very special men who are in the minority on this side, right? We have about, I would say what, almost 70% women. On this side, we have 5 guys and 2 women. To whom career is important. Now, generally, the general population, most men are very career-minded. Right? That's a known. That's no big secret. Okay, go back to your seats. Okay, now, women are more adept at language. We all know that, right? Especially in my case. I always tell my husband when we are arguing, I say, you better stop because I have more vocabulary than you, I can talk faster than you, and you will lose. I always tell him that, okay? We tend to talk a lot in solving a problem, and we like to focus on details. And we process information as we talk. Am I right? And there's a lot of indirect talk. In other words, we don't focus on one topic. Let's say you're having a discussion on whether you are going to buy this house or not. All right? So the discussion begins. Oh, what are we looking for? And you say, oh, I need to have at least 4 bedrooms. I need to have 3 bathrooms. I love them to be en suite, blah, 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 you know. And then the woman will say, hey, wait a minute. We must have another room downstairs for our parents because they can't climb stairs, right? Oh, by the way, you know, my mother fell down the other day, blah, 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 and then you go off the topic. That is very common for women. We do a lot of indirect talk, and we link a lot of things which totally have nothing to do with the discussion at hand. Whereas men talk a lot less. Am I right? Guys? They are direct and to the point, yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah, true. Korean men face a lot of insecurities, especially when they approach 50s, because a lot of companies will lay off their staff around that age so that they can employ younger people at cheaper rates. Yeah. I mean, this is a trick that some airlines have also used, right? They lay off the older folks who are getting bigger pay packages so they can employ cheaper, younger employees. But you are very right. The connection of a man to his career is a very strong connection because it gives them a feeling of pride that they are someone because of their career. Thank you for sharing that. Now, men are direct. They pay less attention to details. Okay, for example, if the wife asks him, can you buy milk on the way home? Stop by and pick up a carton of milk. You can be sure that 9 times out of 10, the man forgets. Because when they go to work, what is their focus? Work. That's right, not milk. Right? All right. Let's see. For women, for men, let's start. How many words do men usually use in a day? Okay? Now, every one of these stands for 1,000. Now, I want you guys to count. 1,000? Yes. Usually, on the average, a man speaks 7,000 words a day. Okay, and what do they use these words for? For work purposes, right? So when your man comes home, do you understand why he doesn't speak? Women? He's used up his quota. There's no more left. All right, let's count the women. Women, are you ready? 1,000? Is it double the men? No, it's almost triple, right? Yeah. Why do women need to speak so many words during the day? Tell me. What? They repeat themselves. I like to think that women have so many things to do that they've got to use more words. Like as soon as a mom wakes up in the morning, they have to get the children ready, right? So it's giving instructions to the children, giving instructions to the husband all the day long. That's why they need 20,000 words. And sometimes it gets overwhelming for men to have to listen to 20,000 words when their quota is only 7,000. Okay, another difference. Men have a one-track mind. And that track goes to the career. Whereas the women have to be multitasking. Right? It is part of who we are. Yeah, you've got to be chauffeur, you've got to be cook, you've got to be cleaner, you've got to be, what else? Teacher, you've got to be, sometimes you be an engineer at home and fix things. Yeah? And on. Multitasking. Men have tunnel vision. You can only see right in front of you. You believe that? Whereas women, they have peripheral vision. You know, women can see behind what's happening. And God made them that way because they've got to take care of kids. Right? Yeah. So we can see 360 degrees, whether you like it or not. Yep. We need that in order to keep the kids safe. Now, what about hormones? We all know that women have the menstrual cycle, estrogen, and men, they are unemotional and objective because they have testosterone. And men are more solution-centered, whereas women need to process their feelings by talking it out. Now, what do women need because of this? What do women need? Huh? They need love. Yeah. Love and care. Yes. Yes. And guys, the best thing you can say to a woman is, I love you. Yeah. Say to your wife, I love you, often. Whereas for men, do they want you to say, I love you? No, they want you to say, I respect you. That's what the Bible says. Did you know that? I don't know whether I have the text up here. Yes, right. You see, in Ephesians chapter 5, if you look at this one, the last one, it says, let each one of you in particular, talking to the husbands, love his own wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. So men need respect more than love. Of course, they also need love, but respect them. Okay? And a man feels very good when you say, I really appreciate you. Okay, my husband is very good at carrying the groceries for me. So much so that many times I buy things from the market, I pay, I walk off, and I expect him to pick up everything. So many times my whole bag of groceries is left there if he's not around. I forget to carry it myself. And I always tell him, wow, you're so strong. So strong. I really appreciate that. That's why now he's feeling very frustrated because he cannot do that for me anymore. Now, how can then we increase, or how can we do better in communicating with each other? Let's look at the women first. It says, be realistic with your expectations as you learn more about how men operate. For example, men have tunnel vision, I said, right? Have you ever asked a man to look for something for you in the fridge? Almost 9 times out of 10, they cannot find it. Where? And the thing is right in front. Yeah? So, do not, remember I say do not expect, just accept. Right? Accept the fact that they have tunnel vision. Learn to be open in expressing yourself directly. Don't go round the whole world. Ask yourself, what is it that I want to say directly? And say that. Try not to use too many words, because remember, they have only 7,000. Okay? And don't confuse them. Don't go round the whole world before you come to the real point. Don't tell grandmother stories before you arrive at the focus of your discussion. So, direct communication is appreciated. If a man has problems opening up, don't push him to talk. Try open-ended questions. Now, what are open-ended questions? As opposed to closed-ended questions. Open-ended questions mean that you want him to talk, to express himself. Not the, have you taken your bath? No yes and no answers, right? We want open-ended. Ask him, how do you feel about taking a bath now? Yeah, so he can talk to you. Open-ended questions are the why, how questions. Or even where is too easy, right? How and why. Yeah? Both ways. It does help both ways, right? But if a woman wants the man to talk more, then ask open-ended questions. And sometimes it's important to understand that if a man has problems opening up, don't push him. Let him go into his cave for a while and not bother him. We call that, this thing about men withdrawing, because they are processing internally. They cannot give you an answer right away, so don't pressure them. Give them time. You could say something like, you need to think about it, okay? Let's discuss it this evening, after dinner. Give the man some time. Because a lot of men need to enter their own caves. Allow him space to de-stress. And during arguments, control your feelings and be objective. Focus on the problem rather than digging up the past. See, besides being hysterical, women are also very historical. We like to bring up history, right? Remember last month you did this and that? Now you are doing it again? Yeah? So, control your feelings. Be objective. Now, I've learned a lot from my husband to be objective, because we tend to be more subjective and feelings oriented. I always ask my husband's advice. Okay, now you are more objective than me. Tell me what I should do, right? Whereas I'm just hitting all over the place about what I should do. Focus on the problem and don't dig up the past. What is past is past. It's forgiven, and God says, I have thrown your sins into the deepest part of the ocean. Right? I do not remember your sins. Appreciate your man and let him know it. 2 words that are very, very important to a man is thank you. Okay, 2 magic words for men. Thank you. 3 magic words for women. I love you. Yes. Remember that. Now, what about the men? We have more advice for the men because women are more complicated. So use body language to show caring. Touching, hugging, eye contact are very important. Okay? Don't talk to your wife through the wall. Okay? Use body language to show that you love her. I remember one technique that my husband uses when I get very upset. He will grab me and he will hug me. He will not say anything. He will hug me very tight until I stop struggling and cool down. I think that's a good technique. Focus on what she's feeling and align with that feeling. You know, there was a woman who came back very upset with her school principal. She was a teacher. And she was close to tears. She said, she's so unfair. I just can't stand it, blah, blah, blah. And the man said, why don't you just quit? We can manage financially. Don't go back to school. You don't have to see her anymore. And she bawled even louder. I don't want to quit. I love teaching. Why are you suggesting that? Okay? She just wanted her husband to align with her feeling. So if a woman is crying, you can say, oh, you must feel so upset. That's a terrible thing the principal did. You know, that kind of thing? Align with the feelings, guys. Don't provide a solution because she is not looking for a solution. Believe me. All right? No solutions. Align with the feeling. Give her a hug and say, oh, why are you so upset? Tell me more about it. She has more words to use and give her that opportunity. Don't start by giving solutions, but be encouraging. Pay attention. Now, how do you pay attention? By using non-words. What are non-words? Non-words are sounds that you use to show that you are listening. Like, yeah. Or nodding your head, all right? Use non-words. Give feedback. Do you mean to say this? Yeah? Try to couch it in other terms. Give details. This is very important for women. If you can provide details, that's good. Avoid commands or accusations. Don't say, here you go again, you're just like your mother. That doesn't go well. Be encouraging and use compliments. Yeah? For example, that woman who was crying about her job at the school, you could say, you know, there's so many of your parents who are telling me that you are a very good teacher. Yeah? When you say something like that, it will boost her. Keep learning and improving. Yeah? Raise your awareness level. Now, this is very important, especially for men. Raise your awareness level. And I think it's important, it's tied with keep learning and improving. You know, there's so many podcasts, so many things on YouTube that you can listen to nowadays, right? There is James Dobson that you can access. You know, in our family ministries website, you just have to type Adventist Family Ministries. There is a section where Willie and Elaine Oliver, they do a podcast, and there are lots of stuff they do on communication. You can access that online, right? I forgot what it's called, but anyway, if you go to the Family Ministries website, you will be able to find them, right? They invite experts to come and talk. Psalm 4:4 says, be angry, but do not sin. Search your own heart and be still. If you want to raise your awareness level, you need to reflect. We'll talk more about this in the next seminar, about reflecting on what has happened, how you could improve, how you could do better, what was it that caused you to do such and such a thing. Maintain a mindset of growing your marriage. Okay, don't give up. Try to see things from the other's perspective. I'm going to expand on many of these ideas in the seminar that's coming. Learn to give and take. And have a sense of humor. Okay, it's good to be able to laugh. Recently, I was very angry with my husband because we were in Hong Kong and we were waiting for somebody, and he disappeared. You know, he's not walking very well now because of his Alzheimer's, and he disappeared. And I said, oh no, where in the world is he? So I went looking for him. And finally, I found him at the top of the escalator. He was standing there. And so I went up there and I was so angry. I said, why do you disappear? Don't you know that we have to take care of you? And we're so scared that you will fall down. And I was just going on and on, ranting and ranting. And after that, he cracked a joke and he laughed and he hugged me. And I just burst out laughing. And that was the end of that episode. Yeah? So have a sense of humor. And let love be your guide. Always maintain this mindset that we are in this together for the long haul. Until death do us part. We are committed to this marriage. We are going to make this work. Have that kind of mindset. And God will be with you and will help you along the way. Jeremiah 29:11 has a precious promise that I like. It says, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Our God has promised to bless us and be with us and to give us a brighter future. Okay, are there any questions?